He is a disruptor within architecture. Björk is 43 years old, and in the world of architecture, that's a baby.
Some of the most groundbreaking paradigm changes in recent architectural history have always happened when there was like this perfect confluence of an architect and a patron.
The King Street opportunity came to us from Allied. Michael Emery had spent years assembling this property, and he knew that he had arrived at nearly 600 feet of frontage on King Street that was truly unique. I mean, that just doesn't exist.
I would say that this is the dream commission for an architect. What we want to do is something functional, but also definitely will bring an improvement to the community.
What we've done really well is incorporating some really beautiful heritage buildings into new construction, this yin and this yang of the new and the old. And in fact, the new, I think, helps celebrate the old.
This kind of old school future.
Yeah.
With King Street, the whole idea is to create this sort of unified urban silhouette by combining hundreds of individual terraces that somehow come together to create this sort of beautifully contoured man-made mountain range.
The idea is to bring the light inside the apartment as much as possible.
It's a series of homes put together, but I can see which is my home and which is my tree. We all strive for that individuality.
Each home actually has its own little garden in the sky with grass and with trees. So it's almost taking the urban scale and breaking it down all the way to the fine grain of the human scale.
This project, far more than any other project ever done in Toronto, is bringing nature into the city in really interesting and creative ways.
B&B, they are like the perfect integration to the architecture, creating this timeless environment. Going through the selection of the furniture for B&B, I found interesting the contraposition of the shapes. B&B definitely enriched the process of the selection. If we were able to only do the architecture or the interior, there would not be such a connection.
The artist working with no constraints struggles. It's the constraints that produce the creativity.
Every time you try to do things differently, it requires a lot more work, a lot more effort. It's the continuous, committed collaboration that is about exploring and always setting the bar higher, moving the boundary of what's possible. And I think that's why we're today capable of doing something like King Street